Like I was saying, at the timing that I was saying it, clay represents the world at his feet. Bronze is mixing with China, which is bronze represents, what is the bronze mixed with? Gold, copper, gold. The world are mixing with China, Death Angel, which is Japan, Afghanistan, which is the middle. Clay means the world at his feet. Human feet, as Nebuchadnezzar was an animal. Now, this is what Tony represents in his body. Pride is a mental because he was putting me in a mental facility. John George and all these things at the timing. Saul was the same thing, persecuting of the Christians, the saints, myself. The saints represents African Americans that God gave the covenant to. This represents when he crosses his hand, pride. When he put me in the mental facility in John George, he was the one destroying this world. He was around me when he saw me raising him up from arthritis and all these things and healing him. But he denied me before you all. He denied me when it came to my mother. He denied me when it came to my family. He denied me when it came to you guys and acting on it. And the father of lies of the tree of good and evil will say of things of good, and then it will say things of evil. He's deceitful and he lied. When he put me in John George, it was to manipulate the minds of the people. When he put me in a mental facility, it was to manipulate. Saul wanted control on the ground floor, but God had control of the people in the realm because God had died. When he was trying to take control of his child, to kill the child, to have power. You can't kill a living God. It will destroy you. God is mighty powerful that can bring destruction to the whole world. But all he wants to do is send his son, me, Jesus Christ, to the world. I've been captivated for 2 years straight when he has lied and said that you're not going anywhere, trying to persuade me to stay, to not do ministry work. He has known that I have the power to heal people and redeem people, and bring people back from these things. He's manipulated over this. He knows I have the Holy Spirit. He knows I have the water. He knows that I'm the tree of life, bearing fruit every month. He's known this because he's used Chinese people to blindside them, to put blind black eyes, even the white people black eyes. Tony Isaac Engel, because he wanted to go back to his wickedness. Sodom and Gomorrah. Samson did the same thing. Saul did the same thing. He's on the foreign of witchcraft. He needs to be locked up in a cage and fasted. He's used the officers. They didn't even know Jesus was here. He's used the officers to manipulate them. Clay is mixing with the world. Clay is a human feet. Bronze represents 2 and 3 entities. It's silver, which is the metal. The copper represents the gold. And the red represents the death. Mixed with the dew of heaven. Mixing with me because he mixed with me when I gave him something of the Holy Spirit. The same thing did not put across my spirit for the world's view. Same thing, lust was a mental head of him. His mindset is full of lust and pride. He looks at the Christians on the YouTube to deceive them, to try to go through them with the Holy Spirit. He's wickedness. I'm about to remove the spirit from the mind of God. It will become dry, without water. The bronze of one thing represents what it is of the middle. I mean, guns and knives. He's trying to destroy this world by guns and knives. He listened to the serpent, he dies with the serpent. Same thing with Gloria Reyes. This is why Mary was married to Nation had no man. This is why it's that when Jesus came, Jesus was an orphan without a father. I tell you now, I'd rather lose something than gain those that need saving. And have a home and a house and a car to share with the world. To bring like people that have helped me into my home, as Tracy did for me and Charles. Japan, China, Afghanistan knew what they were doing, and still they refused me. So many people have died because they were trying to raise people and have nobody left to go in and assassinate people the way they wanted to. And try to just sell me off. I'm not a slave of Egypt. I'm not given in the hands of men, but to save those.